I think the thing that is another theme in entrepreneurship is there is way too much fodder brought to the idea. The reality is it's super simple. If for some way, through a joke or an analogy or a conversation here today or an answer to a question, I can get you to start the process of genuinely being able to handle judgment because you finally are exhausted. My ability to deal with your judgment when I go 70 and 13 is my strength. Why are you only doing one thing? Why? Because you're scared. Why do I tell that story? Because right now, people here are in debt or can't do something because they're just staying above ground, but that's because they bought a house that was too expensive, not using rooms in that house, and they don't have the humility to sell that house and go back to rent because they don't want their friend from high school or their grandma to judge them because we manifested that you have to own a home. And if you did, and now you're not just staying above water and you sold that home and moved into a near neighborhood or a smaller house or rented, now your actual life can open up. But no, the ideology of owning a home and the inability to take a step backwards to take 3 steps forward is gonna make you unhappy till the end.
Your daily routine makes up 100% of your life and affects every single thing that you do and what happens to you. How can you make that day-to-day grind work for you and turn it into success? First, stop worrying about what other people think about you or what they may be saying. When you live your life based on the opinions of others, you can never be true to yourself or achieve what you believe is important. You have to learn to rise above negativity and make your own success, because those other people aren't going to do it for you. Don't make the things you choose to surround yourself with for anyone else either. When making purchases, ask yourself if it will bring you joy, or are you simply buying it to impress someone else? The car you drive or the knickknacks in your office have no bearing on how successful you are, so don't buy just to buy. Many of the possessions we have only exist to try and fill some emotional gap. Make your own happiness, because it cannot be purchased. When you want to change something, don't simply take to social media and talk about it. Start taking steps to actually make a difference. We live in some of the best times in the history of the earth, but it also makes us comfortable and complacent. Gain real perspective on what life could be like, and you'll find it easier to maintain a positive attitude. If you aren't happy, then don't just complain. Do something to make your life more fulfilling. Sitting on the couch playing video games or binging your favorite TV show doesn't do much to build you. You have to do something about it.
I'm familiar with it the way that many people are familiar with most things, which is they can headline read, but they're not, it's not something I'm deeply aware of, but on the headlining of keeping things simple, not having a whole lot of stuff, like those kind of things, I can understand the nuances from afar. No, but it's funny that you just said that, like I understand that about me in some weird way. If that's where it goes, where it's like, if there's a deeper understanding to why one owns something, then it's a movement I can get really behind once I get educated, because I'm desperately sad that people buy things to close emotional gaps, because people are insecure and they need validation from others. And I think they use items to get validation from others. When I think about anything I buy, it's 100% for me. Even all the tchotchkes, the thrill of finding them at a garage sale, or like the one thing I actually buy that I think is silly is like custom New York Jets jerseys, but it's so for me. And I'm happy that I don't buy things for other people's opinions, but I think most people do. I think so many people are keyboard activists, right? Everybody's good at sending a tweet about how the world should be and nobody's doing anything about it. And that is just very much human nature, because the US has had an incredible 200-year run, right? Like this is just what happens. So as a culture, I can't speak for, people that live in the Amazon River, and I can't speak for, people that still live in Belarus, but the American culture is soft, and that's a great thing. That means there's been enormous amounts of prosperity, but let's not be naive. I mean, people literally complain when somebody gives them the wrong amount of like extra cream in a Starbucks $6 coffee. Like this, like we've gotten to a place where we complain. Out of all those lovely things you said, as I stood there getting ready to come, the part that, and I'm glad you pick up on this, and not a lot of people have said it before, so thank you. My lack of interest in complaining is so high, and when I watch what people complain about, it breaks my heart because they completely lack perspective. And I genuinely believe my happiness and optimism comes from my perspective. You know, if you're complaining, like look, if you're happy and you've got student loans and you've got mortgages and you work 2 jobs, but you're happy, good. The problem is there's so many millions of people just sitting around complaining, and then they go play Madden for 4 hours. Again, I want to clarify this because we had some, just to set the record straight, if you are listening and you're complaining, then you gotta audit yourself. You can't watch House of Cards. You can't play ball all day. You can't like go to ballet shows. Like you gotta work. There are thousands of people right now making money, building social media followings, and then slanging other products. And they went from being like a pretty girl or a good looking guy to, you know, making $100,000 a year, or being somebody who was funny in the office to now making clips on YouTube and making $1 million a year. This is real because I live in a 24/7 world. You can make money in your underpants when you get back home from your waitress job.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content.